rental a really good opportunity? It can be. And I think that there's a lot of advantages. Some investors will say, well, if I don't really like having people in and out of my house all the time. I'd rather have somebody that's there all the time. Well, the problem with that is once you have somebody in your house for a 12-month lease, they're there. If they pay the rent, you can't touch them. Whereas if you've got somebody going in and out, even every 3 days, you've got a housekeeper in there, you've got a gardener in there, you've got a maintenance man, and people that are not afraid to leave you reviews if the sink's clogged or anything. So that house is always being maintained. Much, much, much different than a long-term rental. So given the opportunity that the two were equal, I have to honestly say I probably would choose a short-term rental. And that's the reasons. But that's not always possible because in cities like Anaheim, you can only get one now if you buy a home that has a permit. In San Clemente, you can only buy a short-term rental in a certain neighborhood. Same in Newport Beach. In Huntington Beach, you can only have a short-term rental if you live there. So you have to say you live there, and then somebody can stay there with you, and you can rent out a room, which is really the true definition of Airbnb. When they first started, was they just rented out their bedrooms. And now we have what we call whole houses. So an Airbnb whole house is more what we do. So there's lots of opportunities. Think of the good and the bad. Another thing that's an opportunity is that if you are in a city where you can't rent for less than 30 days, that's not especially a problem because I have a really nice little niche in Orange County where we manage furnished houses. So how does that work? Well, we have people that come for medical reasons. We have people that are between houses last couple of years especially. They sell one house, they don't have another one to go to yet. They'll rent our furnished houses. We have people whose kids live in this area, and so they'll come here. People whose house, another nice opportunity is if people, I shouldn't say it's nice, it's not nice. If they have a fire or a flood in their home, then they have to move out of their home. And so we'll have them for anywhere from 30 days to almost a year. So there's a real need. There's a nice little niche there with furnished houses. So don't disregard it just because you think, oh, I don't want people coming in and out of my house. It's certainly a management challenge, but it's not especially a bad thing. And one other thing I was going to say is one other thing I learned about this week. Do I have just a minute still? Okay. Another thing I learned about last week, actually, is anybody heard of a company called PeerSpace? PeerSpace rents spaces rather than houses. You can go on PeerSpace just like an Airbnb style portal. You go there and you post your house, and someone can come and do a baby shower, a luncheon. I went to a house in Long Beach where I rented the house for 3 hours and did a professional photo shoot there. It was $100 an hour. The lady told me she signed up on PeerSpace in January. She's had 30 bookings already. She makes enough almost to make her house payment every month. So people come to your house for a short time. So it's another opportunity of a way that you can make some money on your house without making it a long-term rental. So if you could live in this house and you could rent it out as a PeerSpace property, that's a really interesting opportunity. So there are lots of opportunities if you find that something doesn't especially make sense on a long-term basis, but it does on a short-term basis. Definitely let us help you because Melvin could say, and he owns one also, that there's lots of important things to know before you buy a short-term rental. Not only what neighborhood, what city, what neighborhood, but we can tell you if a street or a location on the street is a good investment or not. Can't wait.